Hi everybody, it's me, Law from Law Says. How are you today? I am doing pretty well. Yesterday was my official start date of my puree diet. Now, it didn't go as planned, okay? In my spare time, I am a rape crisis counselor, which means that I am on call for a 12-hour shift a couple of times a month. And if something, God forbid, happens to somebody, I go to the hospital and meet them there and counsel them and get them through, whatever forensic evidence they might need to take with a rape kit or anything like that. There just to support them, hold their hand. And I'm not back to work at my real job. I'm not back at to work until the 12th. So I figured I would start off a little bit slow, and so I put myself back on the schedule for the rape crisis. So my crisis counseling happened yesterday on the day that I was supposed to start my puree diet. So let me tell you how my day went, and then we'll just go from there. Okay, so I knew that I was on call as of 6 a.m., so I got up at about 5:30, took a shower, and I was allowed to have wonderful eggs and some ricotta cheese and puree foods that I actually see now. It varies from doctor to doctor, but it's kind of pretty much the same at the same time. So I wanted to have a scrambled egg, and so I scrambled up an egg first thing in the morning, and I was able to eat like half of it, and I made sure that chew, you must chew and chew and chew until it's like pureed. And I was a little bit intimidated because, it can get like a little bit scary, I'm having coffee right now. I'm in heaven. So it can get a little bit scary because you think that you're going to get nauseous or your body's not going to be able to take it. I know with me, I was like, I was kind of afraid to start like food, So I had the egg and I saw how it went down. It was fine. And lo and behold, I was about to have like something at around maybe 11, I figured. So since I ate, well, actually between 10:30 and 11, I was planning on having either a protein shake or I was thinking about what I was going to have for lunch, and my phone rang, so I had to go. And I was smart enough to grab a water, and I was smart enough to grab a shaker bottle, and I made my protein shake, and I sipped it all the way to the hospital, and I ended up being there from 10 in the morning, 11 in the morning till about 5 o'clock last night. So that kind of screwed up my diet a little bit. I just turned my dishwasher on by accident. Yeah, not a good thing. So I managed to do okay with my diet, but at the same time, another subject came up because when I got to the hospital, the victim was on some kind of drugs or coming off or coming down from some kind of drugs, which I don't judge. I'm there for them. Whatever they are dealing with at that time, that's what I am there to help them do. I don't care what they did. I don't care what's going on. I'm there for them to comfort them and to make them feel like they're, going to get through this, whatever happened to them. So without going into any details, because I'm really, bound by confidentiality, it was a very emotional, it was very physical because, she needed a lot of love, and it was rough on me, but at the same time, like that's where if in a crisis situation, I'm as cool as a cucumber, and it's afterwards that I was worried about, because normally I would turn to like food or, I would want to go out with the girls and have some drinks or come home and have a glass of wine. And, that's kind of how I unwind in situations like that, because, for hours I was there with this person acting like crazy. She was going through so much and she was dealing with so much, and I was the cool, calm one, So the first thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to stop at McDonald's and get myself a Big Mac because they just comfort me. But I knew that I couldn't. I was afraid to eat an egg, so that wasn't an option. So I dug in my console and found a CD that I had made a while back, and it was Metallica. So I friggin' turned it all the way up, and I headbanged, and I just went into a whole different place and calmed myself down with Metallica music. That's just what I chose to do. So I guess I'm going to have to figure out a way to deal with my stress now, because your stress level is very high. And even I went to the doctor this morning, and my blood pressure is like down to 117 over like 80 or something like that. No, it was under 80. It was like 117 over maybe 79 or something. It was crazy low for me. And it's wonderful, so I'm starting to have really good effects as far as this surgery goes. Plus, I'm down about, I went from the 190s into the 180s to the 170s, and now I just made that leap into the 160s. So I went from 191, and now I am actually 168 as of today. So I was very happy about that. So now, what am I going to do? I come home. It's dinner time. I'm hungry. I know I have to have a puree diet. So I'm rummaging through the cabinets, and I had prepared. I bought a couple things. This is one of the things that I bought, which is Starkist Tuna Creations, sweet and spicy. I was a little concerned about the spicy part, so this beautiful, wonderful Ninja machine that I have was a little bit too big for what I needed. So I happen to have this stick mixer that I bought a long time ago. It's a Braun, and I used it for a lot of different things, like when I'm making gravy on, Thanksgiving or Christmas, or peppercorn sauce for my filet mignon or whatever I'm doing. And it came with this attachment, which, as you can see, is like a little mini food processor. So I took the whole envelope of Tuna Creations, and I put about a teaspoon of light mayo, Hellmann's light mayo, in it, and I mixed it up, and it was delicious. And I decided that I wanted to have something on the side, and I had some avocados, so I put some avocado in this. I washed it out, put some avocado in here, and I found this in my cabinet, which is mojito lime for grilling. But I said, you know what? I like the way that these spices taste, and they're kind of like Mexican-y and, good for guacamole. So I did that, and I had some cottage cheese, so I pureed that up. And someone gave me these little adorable dishes, and I just love them. They're small. They're all like different. They have little things on them. So this is what my dinner looked like last night when I got home finally from the crisis that I had to deal with. The guacamole and the spicy tuna with the little bit of mayo, and the pureed, kind of bumpy, cottage cheese, which I put away. I was going to show it to you. It's made with 1% milk fat. And that is what I had when I came home last night. And I ate it with a little appetizer fork. And I think my mom is like actually sending me my toddler spoons, which is the cutest little thing. And I did really well. Like, I ate slow. Although my two cats, they're not used to these packages of tuna. No, they're not. They are used to me having a can of tuna, and then I pour the excess water into a bowl, and they split it equally, and they drink the tuna juice. And so the sharks were swarming last night around me, and I kept having, I'm like, you cats ate all day long. I haven't eaten. File out. This isn't a soup kitchen, and they weren't having it. They were meowing the entire time. So, of course, I had to give them a little bit to taste it. And I'm like, now what you going to do? Because it's going to burn on the way down. These crazy cats, they didn't care if it was spicy, because it has a bite to it. If you like spicy, this does have a bite to it. And I'm happy about that. And I was surprised that my stomach handled everything really well because of the spicy. I love hot wings. It's one of my favorite things on earth. And it's amazing to know that I'm actually going to be able to have them eventually, So, so I wanted to cover, emotional eating, and I redirected myself, and I'm positive. The only thing that I have to say about yesterday was I was able to have a coffee like around 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. I was still with the victim, and her husband bought me a cup of coffee. So I had to try to explain to him that it has to be a skinny latte, with no sugar, or just one equal. And he got it right. He did that for me. So he bought me a coffee. So that got me through. I had one bottle of water on me. Usually I'm not there that long. It's usually like a 3, maybe 4 hour thing when I go to the hospital with victims. And mentally, preparing, I'm okay, but it's that after. I mean, especially because, I've had victims that are 6 years old. I've had bloodied, beaten up victims. It's a really emotional thing to do, So I was kind of glad that I had this, I don't want to say crazy case, but it was a crazy case, And I did well. Like, I didn't stop at McDonald's. I probably would have gotten sick all over the place, but like, I'm starting to really, like, the whole thing is a mind game, I think. I think it's your mind saying that you want this stuff, and I'm starting to teach myself better behaviors, and my stomach handled spicy. I was like so psyched. And on Super Bowl Sunday, I usually work. I'm not actually going back to my real job until the 12th, like I said before, so I actually am going to be around for Super Bowl Sunday, which I don't really, I mean, I'll watch it, but it's not my thing. I don't have parties. Even my boyfriend, he likes to go to his mom's house, and his mom loves to cook and make all the things that they like, and she's making me my manicotta. I cannot wait because I'm going to be able to have manicotti, and she makes the noodles like fresh. She makes her own Italian like manicotti or manicotta. She calls it manicotta. The noodles, she makes them fresh. I don't think I'm going to be able to have that, but I'm going to eat what's inside and the tomato sauce. And she's also making ragu, which is all kinds of meatballs and all kinds of things she puts in the sauce and everything. So I'm going to mash up a meatball and just manja. I cannot wait. So I just wanted to touch base with you and say hello and let you know that I'm doing great. Like, I'm doing great, but I need to step it up on the water. It is so hard. That is the hardest thing, is getting these damn protein drinks down, which now I only have to drink one a day, which is so awesome, just to keep my protein levels up. But getting the water down, all the water, that's been my challenge, throughout this whole thing, besides the head games. So listen, I'm going to be looking up recipes and trying different things, and I'm going to be letting you know, like, in a week or so, what I did for my puree diet and give you some ideas. And I'm going to start like solid foods next week too. Soft foods, I guess. So it's going to be crazy, right? All right, listen, you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.